Epic recently announced a patch for Fortnite that was released about a week ago to prepare the game for the next generation of consoles, the Xbox Series X and S and the PlayStation 5. Now, I actually got an Xbox Series X, so in this video we're going to do a side-by-side comparison to look at all the changes Epic has brought to Fortnite for the Series X. First off, they state that we will get Fortnite at 4K resolution at a smooth 60 FPS, and from what I could tell, this was mostly the case on the Series X. However, this was also mostly the case on the Xbox One X, which can also run Fortnite at 4K. The only major difference I saw was that Fortnite has slightly enhanced visuals on the Series X when compared to the One X, which we will get into shortly. Also, when I said it mostly ran at 60 FPS on the Series X, the one issue I experienced constantly was a major drop in frame rate when respawning in Team Rumble. Frame rate dropped down to around 20 FPS in the worst cases, and I think this is completely unacceptable for next gen. Next, Epic said that in the next-gen version of Fortnite, grass and trees would respond to explosions by wavering and recoiling from the shockwave, and I found that this is an actual subtle improvement, but for what it's worth, I really don't care about that kind of thing in a game like Fortnite. They also touted enhanced fluid simulations for smoke and liquids, which, comparing the One X to the Series X, I didn't see any noticeable difference in how shooting the water or swimming in it looked. Then they say that there have been upgrades to the storm and cloud effects. I did see some fluffier clouds on the Series X than on the One X, though it may have just been different weather conditions in the two matches. When it came to enhanced storm effects, I also noticed little to no difference between the two versions. They also say that you can get into matches faster, and on this front it does seem like the Series X improves load-in times over the One X. However, you still need to wait for everyone else to load into the game, so it doesn't actually make starting up matches faster. They also said the Series X will support 60 FPS for split screen, and this is actually a considerable improvement over the split screen on the One X, which runs around 30 FPS. That being said, it is running at 60 FPS at 1080p from what I can tell, rather than 4K, but still, if you're sharing a console and so play a lot of split screen with your siblings or friends, you'll notice a significant improvement on the Series X. Connecting to the Epic servers and logging into Fortnite still takes a while on the Series X when compared to the One X. And now let's talk about some other differences or lack of differences between the One X and Series X. On the Xbox One X, the UI and menus all worked pretty smoothly, though textures took a while to load in when in the locker. Also, when putting together this video, my game did crash on the old Xbox One X, so that's not great, and it also crashed in the middle of a match. I thankfully had no game crashes on the Series X, but overall I was kind of disappointed with the performance of Fortnite on this next-gen console. It hardly seemed to have any improvement over the performance on the One X at both 1080p and 4K resolution. That one frame rate drop issue I mentioned for the Series X, the one that happened when respawning in Team Rumble, was only happening on the Series X. Also, my customized controller/game settings from the Xbox One X didn't get transferred over to the Series X, so I have to go through and set that all up again. So an important note, make sure that you take screenshots of your settings on your Xbox One if you're planning on trading it in for a Series X. Unfortunately, there's also a host of annoying and game-breaking issues associated with the Series X and S. Here's a list, so feel free to pause and read if you're interested. Basically, if your only reason to get a Series X is so that you can have some type of advantage in Fortnite, then don't, because right now there's no advantage. While this next-gen version of Fortnite introduces some graphical improvements, there are many features that I would have preferred instead. Instead of the cool new physics and 4K resolution at 60 FPS, why not give us 1080p or a resolution between 1080p and 4K that can be run at 120 FPS? Like a performance mode, where visuals and graphics are toned down in order to deliver a high frame rate gaming experience, allow us to turn off shadows, light shaft effects, things like that. Instead of new liquid, smoke, cloud, and storm effects, why not give us the option to turn off vertical sync? This would allow people that have monitors with high refresh rates like 144 or 240 Hz to reduce the input lag for all actions in the game. For a long time I was just used to the input delays because most games on console use vertical sync and have some form of input delay to compensate. However, Rocket League actually allows you to turn off vertical sync so you can get really low input delay, and it feels amazing. And after playing Rocket League for a while without the input delay that's caused by vertical sync, the input delay that Fortnite has on console becomes extremely obvious and annoying. By the way, apparently Rocket League is also going to get a performance mode patch specifically for the Xbox Series X sometimes later this year or early next year. Whereas the performance of Rocket League on the Series X already feels far superior to that on the One X, and that's without even having received a next-gen update yet, the performance of Fortnite on the Series X is hardly any different from its performance on the One X, and Fortnite has already gotten its next-gen update. It loads a little bit faster and looks a bit nicer, but even those improvements don't make a noticeable difference to the actual gameplay experience. Also, Fortnite still suffers issues with texture pop-ins on the Series X at both 4K and 1080p. At this point, I have to assume it's caused by issues on Epic's end rather than on the Series X. Overall, I have to be honest, the performance of Fortnite on even the most powerful of the next generation of consoles is really disappointing. And so I'm not saying that the Series X is not worth getting, it's just not worth getting for Fortnite specifically. Fortnite doesn't really seem to utilize the power of the Series X, whereas a game like Rocket League does, and will even more so with the next-gen update it's going to receive later this year. By the way, I made a similar comparison video for that game if you want to go check that out. In the meantime, if you want to see more great content, I'll leave a few good videos at the end of this video, or you can head over to my channel where all those videos are hanging out. And if you're new, consider subscribing. You're helping me feed my cat, her name's Marshmallow. Have a great day if you're here today, have a great Saturday, and a great weekend, and as always, thanks for watching.